Welcome back to the Humble Market Timer YouTube channel. Once again, if you enjoy the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Today's video will be on the miner Sibanye Stillwater. It's up about 300 to 400% this year, but I believe it can double again. Before I go any further, here's my disclaimer. Once again, these are my sole ideas, not investment advice. Now, Sibanye Stillwater has arguably been one of my favorite stocks this entire year. And one of the reasons why I really took a liking to the company was because what they mine is truly in the sweet spot for where lots of price action and price movement and inflows are coming in 2025 as far as in commodities and precious metals. Here's Sibanye's website. Basically, Sibanye Stillwater is a multinational mining and metals processing group with a diversified portfolio of projects across 5 continents, including the United States. And they are one of the world's largest primary producers of platinum, palladium, and rhodium, which are platinum group metals, as well as them being a top gold producer. So you have a company that is one of the world's largest platinum group metal miner and recycler, as well as a gold producer. Just taking a look at some of the charts, we all know gold has been absolutely on fire this year. Just to also look at palladium, which I talked about in my last video, you can see palladium has made a big move off its bottom. It's up about 70%. You talk about platinum, it has also made a big move off its bottom. It's basically doubled since February of 2025. So we have a company that is mining 3 commodities that have been absolutely on fire. So of course, the price action in this particular company should have been on fire as well. And of course, it has been. As I said, it's moved probably around 300 to 400%. It's, I believe in the lows, as we see here, it was about $3.20 back in February. And we've reached a high of about $12 in the past week. So, massive move in a company. And so, of course, when you have a company that has made such a big move, most people want to lock in profits, take their money and run. But I don't believe the move in commodities is over. I think gold is going higher. I think palladium is going higher. And I also think platinum is going higher. And based on market conditions, inflation, I see no reason why they wouldn't go any higher. So let's look at the chart and look at some of the technicals. As you see here, I drew a line, and again, I talk a lot about bullish setups in charts, and that's what I like to look for. If we go and look here, this is the line, the neckline. What do you have here? You have a shoulder. Then you have a head, and then you have another shoulder, right? I've talked about it many times on my channel. That's an inverse head and shoulders pattern. That's always been considered a very bullish technical pattern. Based on that technical pattern, you can usually, once you break the neckline, which is right here, which we have done in recent weeks, We broke past the neckline, and you can generally take a measured move. From the neckline to the deepest part of the head, measure it out to the breakout point, and you get a price projection, a price target of about $16.60, around to $17, around that area. So that would be the measured move based on the inverse head and shoulders setup that we have currently in Sibanye Stillwater, or ticker symbol SBSW. But I want to look at something else. Let's get rid of this, and let's get rid of this action right here with this inverse head and shoulders. But what I want to look at, I thought it was interesting that you have an inverse head and shoulders here, but let's actually move up this neckline to where we have peaked recently. And let's stretch this line out horizontally. And what do you see here? You see that we have hit a very critical point in SBSW where it has been the either a heavy resistance or support area for the price. Going back all the way to 2019, you can see we had a big spike up. We hit this current $12-ish area, and we had a massive rejection down. That happened during the pandemic. You can see here we had many opportunities where we broke that line, made another big move. We came back, the line acted as support, bounced off of it, came back, acted as support, bounced off of it, broke down through it, came back, it acted as resistance, and it's been a resistance ever since January of 2023. And as you can see, we've made a bit of a cup, and we're now back to that exact same resistance. Now, I mentioned that there was a inverse head and shoulders setup for SBSW, as in what the previous price action. But what I want to show you is that, of course, this was going to be an area of resistance, and it's going to take a good bit, in all likelihood, to break this resistance. But I want you to look at the setup. If you notice, we got rejected here, but look at this action that we have over on this side. Look how we have that kind of a shoulder action here. Are we in the midst of another shoulder just like we have on this side? I talk a lot about symmetry on my channel. And if you notice, you see the symmetry that we had here in this action, and it looks like we could potentially be about to get some more symmetry based on the price action here in this shoulder, and then also we're about to possibly create another shoulder on this side. And if that does happen, and we take a measured move from this neckline down to the deepest part of the head, and then you move it up here to a breakout point, what do you get? Lo and behold, you get back to this area of all-time highs back in the $20 to $22 area. That has been a resistance area that it has gotten to on several occasions. And I do believe we're in the process of going back up to that level. Again, I'm looking for a slight pullback here off the neckline. Then we have another reattack of that resistance. But if we break that resistance, just like you saw the move that we have here, SBSW is known to make swift moves. It can make big moves in a very short period of time. Now, I'm not sure if we'll be able to get all the way back up to these highs by the end of 2025, but I do believe we are on target to eventually reattack these highs. And again, that does happen, look at the symmetry that would be in the chart. That's what you want to look for. And I believe if that does happen, we're currently at about $11 to $12 now. There's a very strong likelihood you can see that price double, even though we have already moved 300 to 400% since the start of the year. Be on the lookout for that. Again, SBSW, key company. It is truly in the sweet spot of precious metals, and it is set up perfectly to make a run back to those all-time highs. Hope you like the video. If you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.